What's up, everybody? I'm back. I'm going to break down UFC 322, which is next week, November 15th, at the legendary Madison Square Garden. I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. But the headliner is Jack Della Maddalena, the reigning, defending welterweight champion, versus the former reigning, defending lightweight champion, Islam Makhachev. That's the headliner for this card. But I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. So the early prelims, Besengur Shishkarayev, which is Hamza Chimaev's boy. His protege is fighting Eric Makoniko. Besengur is 1-0. He just started. He beats Eric Nolan. Makoniko is 1-1. He beat Cody Brundage, lost Ruzibayev. I'm taking Shishkarayev in this fight. I saw him show grit in that very first fight he had in the UFC. He got the submission victory. I'm going to go Shishkarayev on this one. The next fight in the women's strawweight division, 115 pounds, Angela Overkill Hill is fighting Fatima Klein. I love Angela Hill. I've always been a fan of hers, but she's 1-2 in her last 3. She lost to Lucinda, unanimous decision. She beat Souza, split decision. And she lost to Ricci by unanimous decision. She's fighting Fatima Klein, who's 2-1 in her last 3. She beat Martinez, Dudakova, and she lost to Jasmine Desavicius by unanimous decision. The other 2 wins, she won by KO, TKO. I love Amanda Hill, but I think it's almost time for her to just step away. I'm going to go with Fatima Klein on this one. They don't have any betting lines out yet, all right? I'm just going to pick winners right now, and then next week when the betting lines come out and the prop bets come out, I will redo all this and give you the picks as far as the betting lines and what's good to bet on for the props and all that good stuff. But just for now, I'm just going to go over the card and pick who I think is going to win. The next fight on the early prelims, Kyle Dawkins, 1-2 in his last 3, facing Gerald Meerschaert, who's 0-3 in his last 3. Gerald Meerschaert absolutely needs to win to stay in the company, and I don't think he's going to get it. I think Kyle Dawkins is going to get the victory. His last 3, he beat Michel Pereira by KO, TKO. He lost to Eric Anders by KO, TKO, and he lost to Roman Dolidze, KO, TKO. Both these guys need to win. Both of these guys need wins desperately. 1-2, 0-3. Meerschaert lost to Olasechik, Tavares, De Ridder. I just think Kyle Dawkins is better. I think Kyle Dawkins is best. I'm interested to see the lines on this, but I'm going to take Kyle Dawkins. The first fight on the prelims, Wellmaker versus Cody Hudden. I'm going to take Wellmaker. He's a phenom. He's an up-and-coming prospect. I like what he's doing. I'm going to take Wellmaker outright. I don't need to see who Cody Hayden's fought. Wellmaker is going to get the win. And then the next fight on the prelims is a female fight at 125 at flyweight. Number 4, Erin Blanchfield versus my boo, my babe, number 8, Tracy Cortez. Erin Blanchfield is 2-1 in her last 3, as well as Cortez. She's 2-1 in her last 3. And the resumes are pretty close. You know, Erin Blanchfield beat Rose Namajunas, Thug Rose, by unanimous decision. She lost to Mano Fiora, unanimous decision, and she beat Santos by unanimous decision. Cortez on the other side, she beat Araujo in her last fight, which was a great performance by her. She could have had the stoppage. She wins by UD. She loses to Rose, unanimous decision. I believe it was a short notice fight, but I think she could have done more in that fight, but she did get the loss on that fight. And then she beat Jasmine Jasdavicius by unanimous decision. And Blanchard is good, but I can't go against my babe. You know, Tracy Cortez, I'm picking her to win. Let's go, Tracy. I love you. Let's go, Tracy Cortez. And then the next fight on the prelims, number 15, Roman Kopylov. He's 2-1 in his last 3. He's fighting RoboCop. Gregory Rodriguez from Brazil. He's also 2-1 in his last 3. Roman Kopylov is coming off the loss versus Paulo Costa. That was a unanimous decision loss. He beats Chris Curtis in that. It was controversial stoppage, KO, TKO, I believe it was in the third round. The ref steps in. Curtis protested the stoppage. And then the win before that, he beat Almeida, split decision. RoboCop on the other side, he just beat Jack Hermanson by KO. He loses to Cannonier by KO in the third round. He was winning that fight. He ran out of gas. Cannonier is a veteran. Came back, stops him in the third. Cannonier gets the win. And then the win before that was against Duncan, unanimous decision. I think this is going to be a really good fight. RoboCop is not ranked at 185. But I think if Gregory Rodriguez can put the pressure and use his grappling, get Kopylov down to the ground for a little bit, wear him out, or just pin him against the cage, do a lot of inside grappling, wear him down, I think RoboCop can get the upset victory. He's not ranked. Kopylov is ranked number 15, so he'll probably come out as a favorite. I like RoboCop on this one. I got to be honest. I like RoboCop. I think he made adjustments after the Cannonier fight. He showed it against Jack Hermanson. I think RoboCop gets the win on this one. And then the last fight, it's the main fight on the prelims. And this one right here, I believe it was initially on the main card and it got moved down to the prelims. But this is a grappler's delight. It's a fight that I'm looking forward to because it's two guys who can really grapple. It's Bo Nickel, 2-1 in his last 3, versus a guy that I watched endlessly and really try to tailor my jiu-jitsu game, especially in the gi, around this guy, Rodolfo Vieira from Brazil, multiple-time jiu-jitsu world champion. I love his style. It's a power style. It's a top-heavy style. Big throws. I love that. I love Rodolfo Vieira. This is going to be interesting because when it usually comes to two grapplers, Bo Nickel showed against Paul Craig in the Paul Craig fight that he's not going to try. He's not interested in getting the fight to the ground and grappling with jiu-jitsu guys, especially on the level of Rodolfo Vieira. If he didn't want to go to the ground with Paul Craig, who is a great grappler for MMA, but Rodolfo Vieira has so many more accolades than Paul Craig in jiu-jitsu, especially in the gi jiu-jitsu. But Rodolfo Vieira has shown that he will fade. He's a big guy. He's huge for 185. You know, the main loss, Rodolfo Vieira, is when he lost to Fluffy Hernandez. Fluffy Hernandez absolutely worked him, gassed him, and ended up finishing Rodolfo Vieira with a choke, which is huge for Fluffy Hernandez. But Rodolfo Vieira is 2-1. Bo Nickel's 2-1. Rodolfo's coming off 2 unanimous decision win. And then another against Gare. And then he came off the loss against Petrosky. And then he came off the sub win versus Petrosian. Bo Nickel, of course, we saw him lose with those big body knees by De Ritter. His last fight, he beat Paul Craig by decision and he beat Cody Prunish by decision. This is going to be interesting because if it stays up on the feet, I just don't know who has better striking. And it's probably going to look real shitty because Bo Nickel can't box. He's got power, though. Wrestlers, for whatever reason, have big power on the feet. You know, it's proven. You've seen it so many times. The main example, Big Rig Johnny Hendricks. Amazing wrestler, Oklahoma State University alumni, you know, best of the best in the wrestling, and he had huge power. He just started sparking everybody in his time. You know, he is the main reason the GSP walked away when he did. It was because of Johnny Hendricks. But we'll see if Bo Nickel has the same power. I don't know how this fight's going to go. I want to lean Rodolfo Vieira just because of my jiu-jitsu bias, and I love Rodolfo Vieira. But this is going to be a big test for him. Bo Nickel's no joke. But I just don't think he's going to grapple. I don't think he's going to take Rodolfo Vieira to the ground. So it's going to become a really amateur-style boxing fight in this match, I believe. So just from that point, I'll go Bo Nickel for now until the betting lines come out and then prop bets and all this, and then I'll see where it goes from there. But for right now, just looking at the fights, looking at the card, I'm going to go Bo Nickel over Rodolfo Vieira. Rodolfo, I love you. I tailored my game around your game. Inspiration to me, but this is MMA. It's not jiu-jitsu, and we're going to see how this goes. The main card, the opening fight on the main card at Madison Square Garden is a 155-pound fight in the lightweight division. We have number 9 ranked Beneil Dariush taking on number 13 BSD Benoit Saint-Denis. Beneil is 1-2 in his last 3. BSD is 2-1 in his last 3. Beneil, his last win was against Manny Moicano. He won by unanimous decision. He lost to Arman by KO TKO, and he lost to Charles DuBronx KO TKO. That's not a bad lineup, man. He's fought the best of the best. Beneil has. I think he just hit his stride too late. When he wanted that push, I think it was just a little too late. I think if he would have got the push against these top guys 3 years earlier, he might have had a chance to make a run at the title, like a legit run at the title. But I think it just came a little bit too late. BSD, of course, coming off the huge submission victory in the second round against Mauricio Hufi. That was a great fight, a great performance by BSD. Before that fight, he beats Prepelich by submission as well. He had the loss to Manny Moicano. It was a TKO loss in Paris, which he had to eat that. I'm sure that did not taste good at all. Manny Moicano beat him. He could have subbed him, but he pounded him out. Gets the win. But this is going to be an interesting fight. Number 9 versus number 13. BSD looked really good his last fight. But what BSD does well, his grappling, his jiu-jitsu, is what Beneil does better than almost anybody else in that division. Beneil is a sleeper. He has amazing jiu-jitsu, and he's proven it. He's really good. I just don't know if, maybe it's because of all the gray hair that I just don't know if he's still in there with the top guys. BSD is going to bring it to him. I'm just interested in how Beneil Dariush can take on that pressure from BSD. This is going to be a really close fight. If I had to pick, man, I think I might go Beneil on this one. I really do. Beneil's got better hands. He's knocked people out before. BSD is aggressive on the feet, but he does it just to set up his takedowns and his grappling game. I'm going to go with Beneil Dariush on this one. Like I said, no betting lines out just yet, but just going off the card, I like Beneil Dariush. Even though he's 1-2 in his last 3, I just think the matchups make fights, and I think this is a bad matchup for BSD. Beneil Dariush is a beast on the mat, and he finds a way to win. If it turns into a boxing match, I believe he has the power. He's proven it before. He can knock people out. I'm going to go Beneil on this one. And then the next fight down, what a banger we have in store. I'm so excited for this fight. Welterweight fight. The former world champion, Leon Edwards, is taking on Carlos Prates. Leon is 1-2 in his last 3. Prates is 2-1 in his last 3. Leon lost to Brady by submission. He loses his title to Bilal, unanimous decision in England. The time discrepancy was crazy. These guys were fighting like at 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. I hate when they do it like that. They should just do it on English time if they're gonna do the fights in England. I hate that they do it like that just to please the American crowd. But those are 2 bad losses for him. His last one was against Colby Covington when he absolutely demolished him. Prates on the other side comes off the KO victory versus Jeff Neal with the spinning back fist, I believe. He loses to Ian Gary, unanimous decision. That was short notice fight. And before that, he beats Neil Magny KO. Prates is not ranked. Leon is still ranked number 4 in the welterweight division. I'm taking Leon Edwards. I believe he's going to redeem himself after his last 2 performances. He's going to make a statement against Carlos Prates. Prates is surging. He wants a big win. He needs a big win over Leon to just catapult him into the top 10, maybe even top 7, 6 with the win over Leon. But I think Leon gets it done. I think Leon will pick him apart. He's more technical, and I believe he beats Prates I don't see Pratis trying to grapple this fight. He's a stand-up guy too. And I just think if you stand in front of Leon for too long, he finds a way to win. He finds big shots. That big head kick, shotgun dead. He's going to find it. I like Leon in this fight. I'm going to go Leon. Birmingham, what's up? Stand up. Let's go. Fuck Aston Villa, though. Sorry, Leon. You're from Birmingham, but fuck Aston Villa. I'm a Newcastle fan. Up the tune. But Leon wins this fight against Carlos Prates. And then the next fight, the feature fight. This is a banger as well. We got number 2 in the welterweight division as well. Number 2, Sean Brady. Fucking, he's out of Philly. You know how I feel about Philly. You know how I feel about Philly. I am a Cowboys fan. No love for the city of brotherly love. No love for them. But Sean Brady is a fucking animal, and I love his style. He's 3-0 in his last 3. He is fighting Michael Morales from Ecuador. He's 3-0 as well. I just think Sean Brady is on a run right now that's going to lead him right to the title. No matter who's holding the title, Sean Brady will be next. I like Michael Morales. He's 3-0. He's got quality wins. He beat Gilbert Burns. TKO'd him in his last fight. He TKO'd Neil Magny, and he beat, I believe it was Jake Matthews by unanimous decision. He's 3-0. He's on a run. But Sean Brady's last 3, former world champion Leon Edwards, former world champion contender Gilbert Burns, and then a former world title contender as well, Kelvin Gastelum. He subs Kelvin Gastelum. He beats Burns by unanimous decision, and he subs Leon Edwards. Sean Brady is undeniable, even if he's from fucking Philadelphia, which I hate, but he's undeniable. I believe Sean Brady gets the job done. He puts Michael Morales away. I believe he subs him. He's built like a fucking tank, Sean Brady. He's not tall, but he's fucking stocky as shit. He's powerful. He's strong. He's not afraid to throw hands, but where he makes his money is on the ground in the jiu-jitsu department. He's a legit jiu-jitsu black belt. If he gets Michael Morales down, it's curtains. It's over. Game over. Sean Brady for the win. And I believe after he puts Michael Morales away, he will be undeniable for the next shot at the winner of the main event, Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. Let's go, Sean Brady. Even though if you're from Philly, I got your back on this one. I think Sean Brady gets it done. And then in the co-main event, it's for the title, the women's flyweight division at 125. The champ, Valentina Shevchenko, is taking on the former champ at strawweight, undisputed queen. She just relinquished her title after 2 weeks ago when Mackenzie Dern fought Jandiroba. Mackenzie Dern is a new strawweight champ, but it's only because Zhang Weili relinquished her title to move up to fight Valentina. Zhang Weili, 3-0 in her last 3. She beats Tatiana Suarez. She beats Yan Jonan. She beats Amanda Lemos. They're all unanimous decision, but she had spots in each of those fights where she could have finished. Those girls are just fighting for their life because it is for a title. They're going to give her her best. I like Zhang Weili. Now that I'm looking at unanimous decision in her last 3, at strawweight, says a lot. You know, it says a lot, but then I look at Valentina. She's 2-1-1 in her last 4. I usually go the last 3, but I went the last 4 because she had a draw in there. She beats Manon Fior, unanimous decision. She beats Alexa Grasso at the Sphere, which I was at and I saw live. Unanimous decision. It was 5 rounds to 0. She absolutely dominated Alexa Grasso in that fight. The fight before that, it was a draw with Alexa Grasso. They went 5 rounds. Grasso walks away with the title because it was a draw. And then the fight before that was a loss to Alexa Grasso. So her last 4 fights, 3 of those fights have been against Alexa Grasso. And it was 1-1-1. But Valentina is comfortable at this weight. She's fought at bantamweight before, you know, and I think if she wins this fight, there'll be talks about her moving up after the Nunes-Kayla Harrison fight. If that does go through, depending on who wins, I think Valentina might move up for another shot at another title. But she's got Zhang Weili in front of her. Zhang Weili is a beast. She's physical. She can strike. She can grapple. Great takedowns. Great takedown defense. She's a bad bitch. Zhang Weili is a bad bitch. But she's moving up a weight class to fight the undisputed queen in Valentina Shevchenko. This is going to be a crazy one because initially I thought Zhang Weili was going to win. But just looking at it now, her last three, they're all unanimous decisions. Valentina always looking for the finish. Always looking for the finish. Again, every fight against Grasso, she landed in a crucifix position and was trying to finish the fight. Outside of the first one when she got beat by submission, she had Grasso in a crucifix. She was trying to look for the finish until she did the spinning elbow, got caught, got her back taken, got submitted. The draw, same thing. She got there again. The win, she got there multiple times. That's how she got the landslide victory against Grasso in the third fight. Fior, she put the pace on her. You know, she put the pace on her. She outlanded her. She deserved the victory. Like I said, initially I thought Zhang Weili was going to win this fight. But just looking at the competition and the way that they fight, I think Valentina is going to remain the world champion. I will pick the champion, the reigning defending champion, Valentina Shevchenko. I'll be interested in how the line comes out for this fight. But as of right now, Valentina Shevchenko to defend her title. And in the main event, the reigning defending welterweight champion, Jack Della Maddalena, fresh off his victory against Belal Muhammad, unanimous decision, is taking on the former reigning defending lightweight 155-pound champ, Islam Makhachev. This is a fight that we are looking forward to. I know I'm looking forward to it. I would have loved to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev at 55, but Makhachev is not ever going to go back down to 55. He said it himself. He's at 170 now, so if that fight ever happens, Ilia will have to move up. But let's talk about this fight. JDM is 3-0 in his last three. Islam is 3-0 in his last three. Like I just mentioned, JDM beats Belal Muhammad, unanimous decision for the victory. Before that, he finishes Gilbert Burns in the last round by KO. And the win before that, it was a split decision win over Kevin Holland. Islam on the other side has his last three, all finishes. Moicano, submission in the first round by Darce. Poirier, 5th round submission by Darce. Volkanovski, KO head kick. I mean, if you want to compare resumes, there's one world champion under his belt for JDM, 2 world champions under Islam's belt. Poirier was the interim champ. I'll still give him the recognition as being a champion. Volkanovski was the reigning featherweight champion. But then that's where it gets muddy. Volk moved up to 55. It wasn't for his title. He was a 45er moving up to 55 to fight Islam. Poirier, never a full-fledged title holder. He was interim champ. Islam beats him, but he didn't beat a full-fledged world champion. But I will give Poirier that designation because he did enough to me, in my eyes, that he deserves the title of world champion, even if it was interim. Belal, Burns, Holland for JDM. Outside of Moicano, I mean, listen, Moicano stepped in on the day notice. Like, there's nothing you can do about that, right? It is what it is. Islam takes the fight regardless, gets us up in the first round. This is gonna be an interesting fight. We want to see what Islam's gonna look at 170. He's a big guy. He cuts a lot of weight to 55. I get that, but he still could make 55. even if he killed himself to get there, but he always performed great at the weight. JDM ain't never making 55. He's a big guy. I think he'll never say it, but I think it's hard for him to make 170. I think JDM will have the size advantage in this one. He's definitely going to have the boxing advantage on this one. We're going to see if Islam can get the fight to the ground. We're going to see if he can get it to the mat and make JDM work off his back. That's the question here in this fight. Can Islam get the fight to the ground, impose his will, and out-grapple JDM? Because if he can't, if Islam cannot get JDM down in this fight, JDM will box the fucking ears off Islam. Islam has been knocked out before. Don't forget, he's not undefeated like Khabib. He's not undefeated. He has been knocked out at 155. It was probably his first or second fight, I believe, in the UFC. He got knocked out. He got knocked out bad. So, Islam has improved over the years, being with Javier Mendez at AKA. He's gotten better. He's not the same fighter as he was when he got knocked out. But JDM is a full-fledged 170-pound fighter. He's a full-fledged welterweight. And he's got power. And he can defend takedowns. He can scramble like a motherfucker. He showed it against Bilal. I thought Bilal fucked up and didn't start wrestling soon enough. I thought Bilal should have came out in the first round and started wrestling JDM right off the bat. He didn't do that. He waited till the 4th, 5th round when his gas tank was already a little bit diminished. I would like to see that fight run back again if JDM can get the win and Bilal can get another win, possibly run it back again. That'd be interesting to me to see how Bilal would make adjustments in that fight. But JDM did win. He's rightfully the owner of the welterweight crown. Islam's coming up. This is going to be interesting, guys. This is going to be a very interesting fight. But without the betting lines, I wouldn't be surprised if JDM, the reigning defending welterweight champion, comes out as an underdog. And if he does come out as an underdog, I would bet on JDM as an underdog against Islam Makhachev. Islam was probably going to get a lot of big push. The Russian fans, the Middle Eastern fans, everybody's going to be pushing hard for him to win since he is, you know, the biggest name at 155 coming up. All his body of work is great, but he is in a new division, and I want to see how he handles the weight. But I learned my lesson. I questioned how Terrence Bud Crawford was going to handle the weight going up to fight Canelo. He handled it absolutely beautifully, outboxed Canelo, took his title away from him, took the throne. I learned my lesson. I will never allow myself to let a weight jump cloud my vision of what the guys can actually do and what they've shown that they've done and what they can do technical-wise. If anybody can make that jump, it's 55 to 70, Islam can do it. But JDM is proven. He's the world champ. He can fucking box. He can anti-wrestle. And he can scramble like a motherfucker once you get him down. He does not accept positions when it comes to the ground. He will fight you tooth and nail to work his way back up and force you to fight him on the feet. That's going to be the tale of this fight. And I'm so fucking pumped for it. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to go JDM. I'm going to go JDM for this fight. For the main event, Jack Della Maddalena to defeat Islam Makhachev. And if Makhachev proves me wrong, just like fucking Terrence Crawford proved me wrong, I'll bring it to you first and tell you that I ate my fucking words again. But we're going to see how this happens, how it goes down. I like Islam. Huge fan of Islam, but I like JDM as well, and he is the reigning defending champion at welterweight division. So that's all I got for right now. No betting lines just yet. It'll probably come out next Tuesday, Wednesday. The props will come in Wednesday or Thursday, and I will re-break all this down, the entire card with the bets, the betting lines, the prop bets, everything that we love as betting MMA fans, betting UFC fans, and this is going to be an amazing card. This whole lineup from top to bottom is absolutely stacked. The UFC does a great job of always stacking the MSG card. I love it. Not mad about anything about this card. So, that's my predictions for right now. I'll bring you another one, like I said, with the prop bets and all the betting lines come out. But hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it with everybody that you know that loves fucking combat sports. And I will see you on the next one.